Dan Houston, definitely, Louis. Definitely. No worries, Cruz. Hey, thanks for all the questions today, guys. We're going to roll over to YouTube now. So if you are new to the channel or the streams, thanks for jumping on board. Appreciate all the comments and the likes and stuff. But yeah, TikTok's a little harder to get through absolutely every comment because I'll be scrolling through and then it just, they come through thick and fast. But YouTube, a bit easier to scroll through. So if you get over there, much better chance to get through to your question. And we do a quiz at about 8:45. So if you fancy your quiz skills, feel free to join. So I'll talk to you all soon, guys. We'll go live about 7 o'clock on TikTok. It's normally Tuesday. Actually, it's normally Wednesday, but sometimes Tuesday. So do you teach at Christian College? My mate works there. There you go. If you know Mr. Watson, say hi to him for me, mate. All righty. Good stuff. Well, thank you, guys. I might roll on over, but yeah, we'll be back. Thanks, Chris. We'll be back with my trades and maybe some talk about some other options later in the week. So I have to get to it pretty quick because we've got footy tomorrow night. So anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, guys. How are you, YouTube? What's going on? Am I coming through loud and clear here? Give me some correspondence, and then I'm gonna get to y'all questions. Yeah, nice, loud and clear. That's what we love. Thank you. Always enjoy the live streams. It's funny. You'd think you just get mainly the same people, but there's always a few people that jump on board and they haven't jumped on before. So we love that. Oh shit! I nearly pressed end stream. That would have been awkward. Would have been real awkward. Quick little socials break here, guys. Just getting back to a couple of cheeky Snapchats. Are they cheeky? Who knows, really? Who knows? Sweet. Let's rock and roll, shall we? So definitely straight off the bat, bring Sammy Walsh in. Bring him in. Jack Boyle first off the bat. I got Sharp and Dempsey out for Merritt and Garcia. Good or nah. Also love your content. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. I think they're definitely good outs. Great ins. Garcia, I'm not like in love with him as an option, but he definitely could come in. I mean, he's tackling really hard. I'll probably, for those type of guys, I like to just see the teams come out, see where they're named, maybe watch a couple of highlights, read a bit more into them. But yeah, he's definitely a worthwhile guy to bring in. Amusement Bro got $5. Yeah, you see the deal or no deal, did you, mate? There you go. Hey, Fletcher, what's going on, mate? Fletty. Hey, Shorty, it's Fletty. There you go. Just switched over. Nice, mate. Thanks for popping over. Appreciate that, mate. Harvey's in the house. We love that. What's going on, mate? Hayden, is it worth bringing in Dale for Williams? Nah, not for me. I couldn't trust Bailey Dale at all. I couldn't trust Luke Beveridge, mate. So insane game, but yeah, I'm not going to bank on him off 1 week. Adam, type it again. Jack didn't quite get it. Yeah, that's it. That's the beauty with YouTube. You only got to type it once, and if you get in the first 20 or 30 minutes, I'll definitely get to it. So we work through them in order. So just be patient. We'll get there. Burnsy, Williams, Carroll, and Sharp into Walsh, Garcia, and Nguyen. Thoughts? I like all of that except the bigger Nguyen trade. I don't even know if his job security is that great. He scored 40 something. So yeah, probably not one I'd be too keen on bringing in. Harvey came over from TikTok. How you been? Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, been good. Weekend was a bit of fun. Sunday, bit hungover, but we live with that. And back into work this week. We got a short week. So, yeah, how good's that? Luca, is it a waste of a boost if I go Sexton to Newen so I can get Houston instead of Dawson for Sharp? Yeah, Newen, not so much for me. I wouldn't do a boost on that. Houston's a great guy to try and target and bring in, but probably don't like that downgrade and probably don't like using the boost. But that's just me. Jackson traded Williams, Sanders, Powell for Walsh, Garcia, and Zorko. Yeah, that's good. I think certainly Sanders needs to go. If Williams is named, I'm probably going to keep him, to be honest, but they're all three good inclusions. Leon, would you go for Houston, Reed, Dawson, Took, Whitfield, or Anderson? Well, I think the ship sailed on Reed, mate. I mean, it hasn't sailed, but I don't know. I think of those guys. Dawson probably, Houston's the most reliable. Dawson probably the best value if you think he's fully back. And how about Lockie Whitfield? Isn't it funny how we just change our tune? Like for ages, people hated Lockie Whitfield. They'd call him Shitfield and they'd never pick him. And, you know, I've always been a fan of him, just felt like you couldn't trust him, but he's back in business, isn't he? So what's he priced at? 530. He has slowed up the last 3 weeks, actually. So he's still at a pretty decent price. I didn't realize that. Fair enough. But yeah, definitely Houston and Dawson of those probably I like the most. Angus, thoughts on Cripps instead of Walsh as a pod? Nah, not for me. Like it's a nice pod, but Walsh I think he's overtaken Cripps from a SuperCoach point of view. And with those 2 scores on the board, you got to bring him in because he's going to spend the year over 600K. So just get him. Can you hear the dog next door just going off? Man, Sunday morning, I've got a headache and I wake up to that dog wailing. I'm like, oh, I'm about to throw a rat sack over the fence, bro. It's a little extreme, but Noah says Walsh for Tom Powell. Yeah, I could wear that if that's your only way. I think Powell deserves to be respected. I mean, he's still averaging 93. North are really struggling. I still feel like he'll be good enough to hold for a while. But yeah, Walsh is clearly the priority. Fletty's back. Jack. Reese, why is Tom Green a keep? Well, I'll tell you why, mate. He's averaging 114. And let me bring up his stats. Yeah, it hasn't been an ideal 3 weeks, but he's in the prime. He's coming to his prime. He's 23, averaged 111 last year, averaging 114 this year. Yes, the last 2 weeks have been far from ideal, but these things happen. I mean, it ebbs and flows. You just got to ride the waves. I've got no thought of trading him out. No thought at all. I'm just going to jot a couple of these down as I do. So what have we been talking about? We got Williams. Green's got a couple of mentions. Garcia's got some mentions. Clearly Walsh has been mentioned. Nice. Thank you, guys. Now, all your questions definitely helped me to do my previews later in the week, so thank you. Burnsy, loud and clear. Oh, yep. Nice. We're back with the start there. Lucas, sure you reckon I get a job at Macca's or KFC? Mate, it'd be KFC for me. I mean, if I could just sneak a couple of those chips, mate, that'd be the way I'd be going for sure. Reese, is Williams for Mac Andrews a good trade? I think so, but you could hold Williams as well. I mean, I don't want to. You probably heard me on TikTok. I don't want to be too self-indulgent, but Mac Andrew. I mean, I'm claiming that. I am claiming that one. Backed him in, and gee, paid off. He looks great. Hey, Charlie. Nick Boston Daddy is back. We love to see it. Carter says Dawson for Williams is if he is dropped. Thoughts on Tunstall or Garcia from the Dogs? What is your back 6 plan? All right, there's a couple in that. Tunstall doesn't do much for me. Garcia does. I can see the merit behind him. Not one of those ones where you go, you just have to have him, but seems like a solid rookie. What did Tunstall do? I'm not as keen on him. I feel like he's probably every chance to be subbed or dropped. Nah, not for me, mate. Not for me. But my back six plan, so at the moment I've got Sheasel, Stewart, Dacos, Yo as the premiums. Andrew D'Ambrosio, Williams. Like I've got a few that I'm going to swap back to the defense. So I'm probably going to round it out with maybe Whitfield, Ryan if I can afford him. I'd love to get one of Houston or Ryan, but you can't always get the best of the best. So I think Jack Sinclair or James Sicily at a really nice price is probably where I'll end up going because in theory, I probably only need to fill out 2 spots, even one. If I want to throw Nick Martin back, maybe only one. So I'll just wait and see. But that's roughly how I'm thinking. Tyler, is Fisher a hold? Nah, he's a trade, mate. I mean, it just hasn't quite panned out the way we would have liked. So yeah, just consistent 70s, 80s. He's finding a bit of the footy, but no, I think he's probably got to go. The Shelley Bean, hey, Shorty, I can get both Petrarca and Merritt next week if I trade 5. Should I do that? If not, which one do I grab next week? Hold on, Petrarca. Definitely get Merritt, but get Petrarca in 2 weeks. So always utilize these guys at their base. So Bontempelli, if you don't have him, get him after this week because he'll drop that 73 or whatever it was. Petrarca had the bye, so his last score is a 59. Break even at 157. Let him have 2 more scores, which, unless he goes nuts, will be 2 pretty significant price drops. And then we should be able to pick up Petrarca for about 580. I don't mind that at all. So, I mean, best case is 560. We'll definitely get him under 600. So, give it 2 weeks, mate. Dan, hey, mate, how do you feel about Flanders captain? Whew, that's nice left field. I don't think I like it as the captain. I like it as a VC option, but given he's the second last game of the week, I don't know if we'll be able to do that. But no, I'm not gutsy enough to go the skipper for him. I like him as a VC, though. Burnsy jumped on the ferry and came out in Franga Bros. Jeez, sounds like quite the adventure, mate. Race, is Tom Green for Rowell a good trade? I think you might have asked before as to why Green was a keeper. So you're obviously having a couple of concerns, but no, it's a hold for me. It's a hold for me. Harvey said something that I just missed because it scrolled all the way to the bottom. Oh, Spooky Mookie's coming up. That's scary stuff. Look at it. Jesus, where are we? Harvey, won by 160 a few weeks ago on the 14th, then got hit with a bye because we were ranked the number 1 team because of how much we won by because there are 19 teams in the grading period. Right, geez, sounds like you're off to a good start, but the old bye situation, just don't know about that. Not a big fan. Matt, Shorty, mate, was trading in McAuliffe but got dropped outside of Garcia. Is Biggie Newen the best option? I'm not super keen on Biggie. Like, loved what he did against the Cats, but I don't know. You could bring him in, but don't be shocked if he's pumping out some low ones or dropped at some stage the next 2-3 weeks. But yeah, I think Garcia is a better option. Baggers is in the house, mate. What's going on? Good to see ya. Nick Floston, thoughts on Eggy and Rutten Roberts? Jesus. I don't really like cheese. You're a legend for jumping on SuperCoach Pros Live. Yeah, saw that, mate. How good. Hopefully can get him some more recognition. Awesome bloke. Yeah, mate. No, he's a ripper. And it just popped up and I thought, he's a good bloke, this fella. I've met him. He's a good man. I'm going to jump on and say g'day. So might try and do that a bit more regularly. But no, I enjoyed said a couple of comments and listened in for a while. So it was good stuff. Harvey, remember when I said that we lost to the Gisborne Rookies in the grand final last year? I think I do. We verse them this week in a grand final rematch, mate. Good luck. I hope you go well. You're going to have to let me know how you do. Andy, g'day, Shorty. Hope you're well, mate. Who would you go out of Houston or Walsh? Cheers. Thank you, mate. Hope you're going nicely too. Definitely Walsh for me. Houston, clearly a great option too, but we can't miss on Walsh. He's pumped out 2 huge scores. You're not going to get him at this price or anywhere near it for much of the season, I'd say. Amusement, is it worth trading Watto for a sack of potatoes? I feel like it would be classified as a sideways trade. Yeah, look, fair to say the $5 didn't go too far on the Belmont tab. on the weekend, but that's okay. It's all for the experience, all for the story. Riley, thoughts on Leclerc this week to make a bit of cash? Now, where's he priced at? Because I do like him as a prospect down the track. He would have played some games last year. No, he didn't. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, just nah, probably not actually, because he's only really in because of Sam Taylor, isn't he? Gee, he only touched it 5 times. Managed to score 53. That's some real intercept work, I'd imagine. Yeah, done well. Nah, probably not, because Sam Taylor's probably going to scoot him out of the side. Dan, oh, yep, that was the Flanders question. Spooky Mookie, here you go. Hey, Shorty, hope you're well, mate. Thank you. Likewise. With all these recent North losses, I've had a lot of SA accusations pop up, only because I got caught in a port scarf. Jesus, mate, what are you doing? What are you putting on the scarf for? Gee whiz. Oh, boy. Amusement's loving it. Nicky Vlosten, hey, Shorty. Underrated opinion, Crips over Walsh. Maybe in footy, maybe, but not for your Supercoach this week, mate. Bring in Walshy. Steve's in the house. Shorty, mate, how are you, bud? I'm pretty well, mate. How are you? Not sure on Walsh's sore back. Massive risk. I've gone Dawson. Hopefully, Matty Crouch doesn't affect me scoring or his scoring. Yeah, look, I see what you're saying with Walsh. I mean, yeah, there's a chance that back flares up because he's got a history with it, but the way he's looking right now, I mean, you got to roll the dice. Worst case scenario, he bloody goes well beyond 600K and be able to get another jet for him. Like, I feel like the risk is there, but the reward certainly outweighs. He says Reed to miss this week. Yeah, not the end of the world. I mean, he'll be back. To get rested is not the worst thing, I don't think. I mean, he was fantastic the last few weeks, so he'll still make us plenty of cash. Don't you worry. Tyler got Walsh, Houston, and Garcia in this week. Some nice ins there, mate. Good job. I like that. Xavier, hey, Shorty, should I trade Massimo or Sharp out first? I'd go Sharp. I mean, purely makes sense on the break even, but also the scoring. Like D'Ambrosio, last couple of weeks has been scoring really well. Just he got subbed out tactically, so that'd be the way I'd go. Tom, should I trade out Williams and trade in Yo? I think I like that play. I mean, I'm open to holding Williams if he gets named, but I think to bring in Yo is a really good option. He's been fantastic. Baggers, hey, Horty, this week on the bag cart, it's themed on Dream Weaver. I've cooked, mate. Man, whatever that means. But it's good to see you back, mate. It's always good to see you back. Hey, thanks for all the guys who have joined so far. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate that. Zach's in the house, Shorty, and Abs Magic collab would go hard. Oh, Abs Magic, yes, he's a bit of a unit, isn't he? Might have to try and tee that up, hey? I've done a few collabs over the channel. I collabed with George once upon a time. I'm going to feature on Spills and DR's the Sword Play podcast. I've teamed up with Supercoach Edge Boys, so I do love a bit of a collab. So we might have to do that soon. It's just about finding the time. I mean, when you work full time and you get home, sometimes you just like, happy to just bloody chill. But I just forgot some bloke did ask about the live. Give me one sec. That's funny. Jamie Camilleri, Big Dog Shorty. What's going on, mate? How are we? Good to see you. Give me 1 minute. All righty, I'll get back to that one. I'll get back to that after the live there, mate. Fletty, sorry for spamming before Shorty, but no stress, mate. All good. I feel like I just replied to you on Facebook too, Charlie. So you obviously found the live anyway. But I did mean to reply to you earlier. Amusement, the Muzz. Could catch on. It could. Zach, who should I captain and vice this week, Shorty? I have all the relevant captain options. Yeah, fair. Look, I'm liking Dacos or Sheasel into. I mean, Sheasel's, there's a bit of concern about his role, so maybe not, but it's hard to go past Walsh. It really is. The form he's in. You know, you could go Walsh into Bonds and Pally, or you could go Dacos into Walsh or Bond. I wouldn't expect Bond to be down for too long, so that could be the play. Spooky Mookie, what do you think about Sharp and Clark to Combin and Dildo? Look, I don't know about Combin, mate. He started playing forward. I've got my concerns. So, no, I wouldn't jump at that. I think the outs are fair, but not so sure on the ins. Xavier, thoughts on probable trade? Sharp and Sanders to Garcia and Dacos, or who else instead of Dacos? No, I would go Dacos. I mean, Walsh would be the other one to clearly get in, but if you may have already got him last week, but Dacos is one of the best options in the back line, maybe the best. And to get him under 600K, I think the time's now. So I'd bring him in. Bailey says Walsh or Dawson. Definitely Walsh. Absolutely Walsh. I don't really like cheese. My ruck line's a bit of a mess. Used Meek as cover over the buys. Also have Grundy and Gorn. Do I hold Meek who has money to make still or off now? Not many options I like, to be honest. So you've got Gorn and Grundy. Yeah, he was your cover. I'd let Meek just, make all the money he can and then offload him and make some cash or do whatever you can, whatever suits your side best. But yeah, I would be letting him make as much money as I could. I'd be holding Libba Bailey. I think if you've held him already, he should be back this week. So I reckon. What is Baggers doing? He is in all sorts here. Actodon, what are your thoughts about Bose? Scored above 90 in every game. He wasn't sub, especially with Geelong's weak midfield. Maybe a left field pod. Look, there is a lot of merit in him, and he's playing good footy, but not one that I could trust. Not one that I could trust. Like he's a guy that I just could see going by the wayside when Guthrie comes back in or something like that. So yeah, not one that I'd want to trust, but he is looking really good. He's playing midfield and playing the best footy he has for the Cats, that's for sure. Harvey, can't believe how bad we played against the Dogs. Yeah, absolute waste of game to be out on Thursday. Could have got extra hours sleep for school the next day, but didn't get much sleep. Yeah, so school was tough. No, I feel you there, mate. It's nothing more disappointing than going to a game, you're all pumped up, and your side doesn't give a yelp. That always hurts. So I hope they respond. I really do. I think they've got a bit of upside, the Saints. I know they're not playing great at the moment, but Max King should come back, and I think he just straightens you up real nicely. Surely Sinclair gets going a bit. I think you'll be better for the run. Hopefully better things to come. Jamie, thoughts on these trades, please? Out Carroll and Sanders, in Petrarca and Garcia. I like the structure of those trades, but Petrarca's not the one to bring in this week. The break-even's big, and he's coming off a 59. So let him absorb that 59 and get rid of it in 2 weeks. Then bring him in for under 600K. Fletty, hey, Shorty, got to go now, but next time you're on, I'll make sure to watch out. Have a great night and good luck with the stream. Thanks for the stream. No worries, mate. Thanks for jumping on board. I'll hopefully see you next time, mate. Cheers. Cruz, I ended up with Fisher still on my side and have 50K in the bank. Who should I look for? Yeah, Fisher still on the side. It's probably a downgrade to Garcia, I'd imagine. I mean, normally when guys are priced where Fisher is, you're normally upgrading or you're downgrading. So depending who you have, some people bring in a guy like Zorko or something like that, but Garcia down might be the play. Here's the Muzz, just talking a bit of trash. Bailey, Williams, Sanders and Carroll for Newen, Walsh and Garcia. Not in love with the Newen option, But yeah, I think the rest look pretty nice. Definitely get Walsh in. Heath Harley Reid isn't playing this week. I know, mate. Very disappointing, but he's been good for us. He's been real good for us. You got to respect what he's done. I mean, so many people would have traded him out like probably 3 weeks ago, but he's looking good. Leon, Houston, or Walsh? It's Walsh for me, mate. I mean, Houston's going really well, but I can't go past Walsh this week. Michaelan. Hey, Daniel. What's up, Michaelan? Hope you had a good day, mate. Get all set for the districts next week. That'll be a bit of fun. Then we got Baggers. Here we go. An actual question from Baggers. Who would have thought? Out Zach Williams, or will I ever play a full game of D'Ambrosio? Yeah. Damn, bro, I've been sub. You come up with some wild names, mate. But I'm cooking, so we're going Caldwell. We're not going Caldwell, are we, mate? What's going on here? McRae. Oh, you're making me nervous. Oh. Yeah, I don't mind Oliver coming in amusement. Not this week. Let him drop in cash, but I think he'll be a good option soon. Also, Pufferfish, you are now the king of the cart. D-Mac, what's going on, mate? You sticking around for the quiz? I hope so. I hope so. Rookie coach AFL. We'd love to see him pop up. Yo, Shorty, how are you, mate? I'm good, mate. How are you? My gut is leaning away from Walsh. Who would you bring in out of Butters and Ryan? Oh, what's your concern over Walsh? I know there's some, there's always concern with the back, but, mate, I think he's a play. I really do. But of those guys, I mean, I can't go past Butters. I mean, Ryan has been on fire, but I think I'd go Butters out of those. Vlosten and Baggers amusement. They're just having the grand old time there. Jonas has entered the chat. That's all sorts of dangerous. Blake Jury. Oh, Judge Jury. The player is real. The price is real. You just said me long. I thought I was being original saying Judge Jury. But mate, that could be concerning that me and you are on the same wavelength there. That could be the real concern there. Cruz, do I hold on to Heaney? Absolutely, mate. Will it be time to sell soon with the kids back in that Sydney lineup? Nah, the way Heaney's playing, he ain't going anywhere. So they'll bring Parker back and a couple others, but nah, they'll fit in around Heaney. They're not moving him out of that midfield. It's playing too good. Adam, thoughts on Stewart sideways to Dacos? Not a real fan of the sideways trades with blokes that we know are premiums. Like if you said Tom Powell or even like Nick Martin, as good as he's going, but Tom Stewart, you just know you're going to need him by year's end. So I know you'll get him cheaper, but let's not muck around with it. I mean, I reckon you just hold probably only a week. Hey, Langers, what's going on, mate? Hey, Shorty, who would you trade out of Williams or Sharp first? Probs can afford to keep Williams one more week. Yeah, wait and see on the teams, mate. I'm probably thinking if Williams is named, I'm holding him. And if not, then it's going to be him. So probably if they're both playing, I'm trading Sharp, I reckon. I will be, amusement. I will be at the Geelong Port game. Am I going to see you there, mate? That could be all sorts of dangerous. No, I'll wait for Stewart to drop in price before getting him. Nah, there's a couple of people have mentioned that, and I'm in the camp of holding. So, yes, you could definitely get him cheaper another time, but no, I'd just prefer to not really muck around with it. Langers, Harley Reid out being rested. I know. McCall, if I made it. Jesus. Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. Far out. Yeah, I guess we've been gifted a few good rookies over the last few weeks, but yeah, there's not too many in sight at the moment. Hold your ghost. Yeah, saw McCarla from the Tigers being dropped, so there you go. We might have a look at the teams. Let's have a look. Oh, shit. So out is Sonzi, McAuliffe, short with that calf, and Kaczynski. Just hasn't really found it, has he? In comes back Hopper, who I missed in draft. Someone got him on the waiver. Naismith, Grimes, and Banks. So it's good that Brown's been in the side even when Grimes comes back. And for the Ds, Tholstrup, Salem, and Ben Brown go out. Ben Brown dropped. There you go. In comes Daniel Turner, Bailey Laurie, and Cozzy Pickett, of course. There you go. There you go. Magpies 2. Who goes out first? Sanders, Carroll, or Clark? Definitely Sanders for me. I mean, he's dropping at a rapid rate. I mean, you could probably mount the same case for all of them, but I'd be trying to. Clark doesn't really warrant much of a trade because you're not getting enough money back. But the other two guys, I'd almost look to trade them both out this week just before they drop real significantly. Culture players I need to get in this week. Sam Walsh is your guy. Sam Walsh is definitely your guy. He's the main one to bring in. Otherwise, there's nothing too crazy. Oh, here we go. Langers, baggers, you couldn't hit a water if you fell out of a boat. You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. Cop that, baggers. What are you going to do with that? D-Mac, worth getting one of Biggie, Drury, or Lafau in for Campbell. Allows me to double upgrade to Bont or Green next week. I do love the double upgrade. None of those trade-ins excite me too much. I mean, Lafau, I think that was one out of the box. I mean, he's just every chance to score 30 as he is to do what he did. But probably, what did Drury score? I'd almost prefer Garcia out of those. Like, I don't know if you've got him already, but I'll see what Drury scored. Excuse me, Shorty needs some sleep. Yeah, I'd be going Garcia if you could, but I'm not sure. Yeah, amusement. You'd be happy about those Bulldogs, mate. You really would. Baggers. Lockie, thoughts on trading out Jackson and Heppel, bringing in Walsh and Rao? Love those inclusions, but I'm holding Jackson. I think he's a hold. There's no reason to panic just yet. If he really drops away with sharing the ruck with Darcy, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But there's no need to panic yet. He scored 90 in an absolute smashing, so he's probably one of the Dockers' best. Dr. Co, have 820K for a primo, thinking Walsh or Dawson. Mate, you can just get bloody anyone, can't you, with that sort of coin? But yeah, Walsh is the play. I mean, I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but Dawson, I'm probably happy to wait 1 week. I mean, I do like the bloke. I mean, you could trade him in, but yeah, Walsh is definitely the play. Yes, Nicky Boston, Walsh, Williams, I should say, copped a bit of a knock to the Achilles, I think it was. Yeah, so he's probably touch and go for this week. Now, where were we up to? I hate when it just scrolls right down because I've got to scroll all the bloody way up and find where I was at. There we go. All right. We answered that one. Cool. Get rid of those two. Yeah, Carroll and Sanders for me. Hopefully I answered that one. Jonas with McAuliffe drop, Bailey Laurie, if not sub 125K, could be the best. A very sad bunch, potentially, but I'm not super keen on it. It's okay to miss on a rookie if we don't think they're worth it. So, baggers, langers, I am water. I am hit. I am the SC god and boxing phenom. There you go. There you go, langers. Noah Anderson, Rosie, or Tom Green? Tom Green for me, mate. If we're talking about inclusions, he's definitely the one that I'd be targeting as he drops a bit in price. I've got a lot of faith in him. Yeah, fair play, baggers. They'll be both at a nice price, Stewart and Green. Lockie, thoughts on trading out Jackson and Heb? Oh, yeah, we answered that one. I'm a hard knacker, though. Oh, Hoodie T. Hey, Shorty, how's it going? Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. How are you? Hope the day treated you well. Noah, Nick Martin, or Tom Stewart? Well, I think Tom Stewart's the play, but in a few weeks when he really drops in value, Nick Martin looks great, reliable, but Tom Stewart, head to head, he would be the guy. Travis, my trades this week, Powell, Dempsey, and Sharp to Walsh, Zorko, Garcia. Yeah, I like that. I don't mind the Zorko one because he is looking like a keeper in the forward line. Love him or hate him, he really is. Nick Vlosten, Shorty, I reckon you should get a lower taper fade. Probably, I could get the haircut going. I reckon we could go a little short around the side. So, yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you. Jonas, Brad, Supercoach Pro wants an invite to your place for a workout, short. Mate, he's always welcome. He's a funny man. He's a good man. D-Mac, I'd pay to watch a bench press off for you versus Supercoach Pro. Jeez, I better get in the gym, mate. I did get in there yesterday, but I don't know. What do you reckon? How much can Brad bench? Did he tell you? Looks like a bit of a pocket rocket, mate. Fletcher got 2 boosts left. Use it this week to get in Walsh or hold. Yeah, make Walsh the priority. If that means you got to use a boost, then do it. Hoodie T, is Reed actually out this week? Yeah, I read before that he was dropped, or not dropped. He was rested. So, yeah, sounds like we'll be without him. Amusement wanting the Resi story. Oh, mate. The time Shorty just got roasted at halftime for making a couple of errors. Shit coach, mate. Shit coach, I tell you. Jonas, after Supercoach Pro destroys you, sure. You're a bad man. Bag of shorty. You can explain why the vid's late. My priorities lay here. Mate, we just do our best coming over from TikTok. We do our best. All right. Lockie, hey, shorty, how are you? I'm pretty good, mate. How are you? Thoughts trading out Jackson and Heppel bringing. I think we touched on this one. I'm definitely keen on those inclusions, but I don't feel the need to trade out Jackson. He hasn't done anything wrong yet. So, yeah, he's not at his best at the start of the year, but I am backing him in. Hey, Frank, what's going on? Hey, Shorty, Walsh is a popular pick this week. I'm thinking Zorko instead. Thoughts? You could do both, mate, but don't not get Walsh. I mean, you can do both, but make sure Walsh is a priority. I mean, I think he's just on fire. Top 6 to 8 mid, the way he's going. If the back flares up, then so be it. He'll be at like 650 and we'll deal with it then. But at 570, you just got to, I reckon. Craze fit, would you bench Brown or Howes to emergency loop? I would probably go. Yeah, probably Howes, but probably Howes, I think. But it's a tough one. They're both nothing too reliable at either of them, is there? Baggers, old dream. How does he think of these things? He just starts singing in the comments. You got to respect that. Noah says Nick Martin, Tom Stewart, Dan Houston. I think for the price that we'll see Stewart at, you've got to put him number one. If I was doing this week, clearly Houston's the guy. I think Stewart and Houston deserve to be a touch above Martin, as much as I love him. But yeah, Stewart, make sure you find a way to get him in a couple of weeks. He'll be very, very well priced. Which is better, Garcia? And there must be the rest of that comment somewhere else, I'm guessing. Seth, Fish and Heppel out. Yeah, definitely. Fisher just hasn't quite come on, has he? So I think that's a good call. Also, if you want to stick around for the quiz, we'll probably do it. It's probably still 20 or 30 away, I reckon. But yeah, I'll get through as many questions as I can. Hopefully yours has been answered or a rough gist of it. And then we'll get stuck in the quiz. Bernard says, Newen and McAuliffe for a downgrade. Both have low job security. Well, McAuliffe's got even lower because he's been dropped. So that probably answers your question right there. He's been dropped, mate. So it's no good for him. Mel Jones, Shorty. It's LJ. Oh, hey, mate, what's going on? What do you think of DeGoey? I'm rolling the dice. Jesus, mate, you're making me nervous there. Look, my initial gut feel is no, but thanks for popping over from TikTok, mate. Let's have a look at. I mean, there's no doubting he's cheap, and his last 2 weeks have been good. Gee. I'm going to say no, mate. Like, he's just not that cheap. Like, he'll probably make you 50 or 60K, but he's not really making you enough money. And he's not going to be a keeper unless something drastic changed. But he's always been a bit of a tease, a bit inconsistent. So I'd probably pass on him, mate. Bailey says Short or Williams out this week. Totally make that call on the teams. If they're both named, I'd trade Sharp. Culture, who should I trade out? Williams, Stewart in the back. Noah Anderson for Walsh. When Stewart in back, is it time for Windsor to go? Also have 300k in the bank. Any must needs to pick up? Well, I think Walsh is the goal. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily lose faith in Noah Anderson just yet, but I think as long as you are looking at getting Walsh in, I think that's the main thing you gotta make sure you're doing. Otherwise, yeah, I'm holding Stewart, so I think I'll just hopefully it's just a week. Leon says, when would you get in Clayton Oliver? As soon as he shows us that he's back. So that hand surgery went well. Surely that means that he'll be much closer to his best. He's probably not going to be your 120 averaging guy like he once was, but he can definitely be 110. So I think probably in 2 or 3 weeks, I reckon he'll ton up over the next couple. He'll still probably drop a little bit because of his couple of 60s. And then I reckon we launched him at around 450 to 470, which would be an amazing buy. Bag cut. Is that what you're rolling with now? Are you the bag cut now, man? Holdy or Hold Your Ghost. Where is this read rested news? Well, I just Googled it and it popped up. So, yeah, you can give that a little Google. Magpies. Hey, Shorty, who should I get rid of? Oh, yes, we answered that one. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Jonas. Like, the tactical subbing off just kills you. The sooner they get rid of the sub, I mean, I hate the sub. Just get rid of it, for God's sakes. Oh, I just remembered I don't have enough Milo. Oh, man, what a brutal realization. I'm going to have to go to Woolies after this. Oh, James, who you got? Who you got this week, Catters or Carlton? Oh, I mean, I'm a Cats man, but to be honest, I will be tipping Carlton. So I just think they are flying. They play the MCG. Oh, I mean, we play the MCG pretty well, but yeah, pains me to say, but I'm probably going that way. Jonas Shorty, watch out for the touching shore. Yeah, it does sound a little dicey, mate, but I'll be there. I'll be there. I don't like cheese. Thinkers Morrison played really well for the Hawks, and Will Day a possibility to come back. Think that moves Mass to the sub role. Yeah, that's probably one to keep an eye on. I couldn't tell you. I mean, you just don't know until the teams come out. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it'd be rough, wouldn't it? But if he is named sub, then that's going to kill us, and we're going to have to do something about it, which isn't ideal because he plays pretty late in the week. So, are they the last game, second last game? They are the last game, so that'd be a bit of a killer, but we'll just say we'll see. The Shelley Bean, which two do you reckon will be the best picks next week, assuming they're named again? Garcia, Naismith, or Laurie? I think I'd go Garcia. I mean, I'm not super enthused about any of them, but definitely Garcia is the one I'm most excited about. What's Laurie been doing? Yeah, no, I'm not keen on him. So hopefully that helps, mate. Bag is Shorty. Unusually, I'm giving the dating tips now. I'm giving the dating tips now. I need them. I'm cooked, mate. She is a bit out of my league, and I'm a solid 10. So help me, brother. She's a solid 8.84. Well, what do you need, mate? What do you need? You know, what's going on? Are you in the friend zone here? Are you in some sort of situationship? Like, give me some context, my guy. Louis, thoughts on Degoe from Alja? Yeah, I touched on that one before. No, it's a no from me. It just doesn't quite fit the bill for money making or a keeper. Yeah, no good. Hey, Oscar, that's a bit disappointing. He's been rested, Harley, so he'll be back. But yeah, the lad just having a little bit of a week off for Prince of Perth. Mohammed, would you pick up Jack Bowes in Supercoach draft? Yeah, definitely would in draft. He's a great draft option. Not so much for Classic. Hold your ghost. Where is everyone seeing this? Oh, yeah, like I said before, just on Google for me. John, Shorty, how long is Stewart out for? Ranked 170, so need to know keep or trade. From what I can gather, just the 1 week. I haven't heard anything otherwise, so I would imagine to be just your 12-dayer. So yeah, I would probably feel hold, but if you're at 170, geez, I'd be tempted to just trade, depending how many trades you've got left. If I'm honest, yeah. McKercher or Tom Brown on the bench? Tom Brown for me. McKercher has been struggling, but I would still probably field him over Brown but both could be a little inconsistent. Oh, me too, baggers. Get around Nicky. We need him to go big. Rack it up off that half-back line. Mohammed, would you trade Walsh for Nick Martin and Horn Francis in draft? No, I wouldn't. I'm not exactly. Is that like a little 2-for-1 deal? But no, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be throwing those guys just to get to Walsh, or I'm not exactly sure if that's a keep a draft or what. But feel free to clarify that one. Jack, would you get around boosting to trade Fife for Bailey Dale if I can also get Walsh and Garcia in? I like the last couple of names there, but no, I'd be holding Fife, and I just can't trust Dale. No way. I mean, let's give it another week. I mean, gosh, Bevo makes life so difficult. I'm holding, mate. I'm not pulling that trigger just yet. Yeah, I think you're right there, Baggers. He reckons Zorko, good option. Walsh may be rested as a cheap price. Both should score similar. Yeah, fair play. Look, I definitely think Walsh is the play over Zorko, but Zorko, a good option with his own right. Charlie just said Cherry, so I think that's from another comment, but I do not know where that was. Garen, Walsh or Rowell? It's Walsh for me. I mean, I've consistently underrated Rowell, but I still go Walsh, mate. Blesty, Dan Houston worth a trade? Absolutely. He's flying, a consistent performer, great player for Port down back. So, yeah, I think so. We answered that one from Louis on Degoe. Baggers Caldwell, no. That's not bad. Jack is holding Sanders' madness. I kind of think it is. I mean, he's plummeting in price, absolutely plummeting. So I think we've probably got to cut our losses, mate. Also, Shorty is our bet still on. We're currently 3-3, $250. You're going to have to remind me what this bet is, mate. You're going to have to remind me. I don't really think I'm putting 250 down, but Zach, thoughts on these trades? Tom Cleary and Jack Carroll for Walsh and Garcia. Yeah, didn't think I'd see Tom Cleary's name today, but absolutely, I think those two are good inclusions. Welcome back to the bag cart. Fletcher, what subject do you teach? I'm in wellbeing, mate. So, yeah, not in the classroom teaching or anything, but, yeah, just in the wellbeing department, mate. Do you think Horn Francis will be a forward position in Supercoach, says Mohammed? I don't think so. I think he's just getting too much mid-time. I would have felt like if he was going to, he would have got it already. So I don't see his role changing. So if he hasn't got it yet, he's probably not going to. Josh, I can bring Dawson and McRae both in this week. Is it worth it, mate? Oh, they're two guys that make me a little nervous. I like Dawson. I'm a fan of Dawson. I think that's a good option. McRae, I just could not sit here and tell you to bring him in. I mean, if you want to take the risk, he's a proven scorer. He's at a nice price coming off a big game. But Liberal come back. And then we've just got to consider what madness is Bevo cooking up. I mean, I can't trust it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to save. So it's a no from me, but I can understand why you would. Rhett says, not many Walsh fans here. I'm doing everything I can to get him in ASAP. I'm with you, mate. I pretty much built my trades this week around that. I think he's the must inclusion for the week. Lukey's here. Hey, Shorty, how are you, mates? I'm good. How are you going? Hope you had a good day. What do you think of the Cats game and where do you think they'll finish? Yeah, I was super impressed, mate. I mean, that was a great win. Just did it in tough conditions. They started poorly but fought back. So where will we finish? I'd probably have us fourth. Maybe, fourth, I reckon. Maybe fourth or fifth. I still think we'll find it really difficult over the next few weeks. I don't know if I'm being pessimistic, but I don't feel like we're a top 2 side or anything like that, but definitely good enough to be top 4, maybe just in or just out. Bag, shorty. I've got one defender left, 3 forwards and 3 mids. No boost because I've cooked Colders 160 incoming. Mate, Coldwell is a bold call, not one that I'm keen to indulge on, but there you go. Zach, shorty, got 2 options. Do I go Sharp and Williams to Walsh and Garcia? I like that one. Or use my second boost to do Fife, Jackson, and Williams to hit. Nah, I'm all in the first one, mate. I think Fife and Jackson are worth keeping. So yeah, I'm on the first option there, mate. I don't like Cheese. Really want Walsh and Dawson in. Only way I can get Walsh though is to drop LDU. Has been miserable watch, but I don't really want to drop him after the Martin Young situation. I know. And this is where like the experience is different. I can't wait to bring LDU in because I just think a bloke with this much talent can't stay down for this long. So I feel like a response is inevitable. But by the same token, it is a miserable watch when one of our premiums goes poor and poor and poor. So I would not trade LDU. I would hold him, but I'd also do everything I could to find a way to bring in Walsh. So whichever way you can find to do that. But yeah, LDU wouldn't be my preference there. Luke says, also watch the Deal or No Deal episode. And boy, what I got super unlucky. I know. Probably would have taken the offer myself, but as you would have seen on the show, but that's okay. Jesse, I know you said not a fan of Sideways, but Cripps to Walsh. Nah, look, I'm not a fan of Sideways. There's got to be other ways to bring Walsh in. I mean, Cripps is playing great footy, is he not? So surely we can find a way to bring Walsh in. Not at the expense of a gun like Cripso. Flag Pies. Hey, Shorty, what are your thoughts on going Massimo and Williams to LDU and Hugo Garcia? I think that's a good option. I'd wait on LDU. I want to see a good score. I know his break-even's very achievable, but I want to see him get a 110 plus. I want to see him back in a bit of form. We might lose 5 or 10 or 15K, but I think it's worth it. So I like the structure of your trades, but maybe there's other options like a Jordan Dawson or something like that around that price. Pufferfish, you are my shorty, my only shorty. Oh, mate, what is going on? We love to see the name pop up. Thoughts on Hugo Garcia over Biggie? Yeah, I'd play that way. I would play that way. He's a tackling machine at the moment. And remember that first game was off, about a quarter or so? He was a sub, was he? Oh, yeah, I like that. Bags. Luke, he should have taken the deal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would have done the same, mate. I would have done the same. Luke says, so I don't think he'll be taking you guys to the Super Bowl. Do you think you'll still go one day? I think he'll definitely go one day. It's probably not one that's high on my bucket list, but hell, if we won 40 grand, I would have been jumping at it. But probably more so keen to get to like Wimbledon or the Ashes or that type of thing ahead of the Super Bowl. I don't really watch it that much, so but it would have been cool. Fletcher, do I get in Stewart next week when he is at 5:30? Yeah, absolutely. Like wait for him and probably another week. So you'll need him to miss a week, play a week, maybe even play 2 weeks, then get him in at a really nice price. Pufferfish, thoughts on putting in a 102 nobody to afford Petrarca and Walsh for Zach Williams, Sanders, and Luke Jackson? If so, who you think is the best chance? No, I don't really like. And he also says, if not Shorty, then who's your best primo under 600K? I don't really like going the 102K rookie because it doesn't feel like it hurts you much. But later in the year, when you just got dead weight piling on upon dead weight, it really starts to hurt us. So, and Petrarca, just wait on him. I mean, he's coming off of 59. He's going to be under 600K very shortly. So I would hold on him. Definitely Walsh as you play this week. Maybe that's for Williams. Get rid of Sanders. I'm holding Jackson. But I think, yeah, Walsh is the play this week. Find a way to bring in Bonta after this week if you don't have him. And then Petrarca in another couple because he'll get that 59. After this week, he's probably around 600K. And then he'll be well below 600 the week after. I mean, that's banking on him not going some insane game and scoring 170. But big fella, hey, Shorty, what's going on, big man? Rank these rookies. Garcia. Fuck, how many Garcias are there? I'm so confused, mate. But yeah, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. It's the St Kilda one that I like. Now, where is he? Is the other one for the Dogs? Yeah, it's for some Bulldogs. So Hugo's been laying some serious tackles. 9 tackles, 7 tackles. And then you got Riley. Probably more keen on Hugo. Yeah, I'd be going Hugo this week and then just see what Riley does. A nice first up game. Let's see what his second game does. Flag Pies, thoughts on VC Houston into Bont? Yeah, don't mind that. I mean, Houston probably doesn't often go big like he did on the weekend. He's more around your 100 to 120 guy. So maybe take a punt on a guy that can probably go bigger. But yeah. Go Colter Canners. Jesse Sophia is in the minus. Not really sure in what relation that is to, but that's okay. Jesse also says, is Cripps to Walsh a waste of time? I think it is. I think find a way to get Walsh, but not at the expense of Cripper. Fletcher, English or Dawson? I probably trust English more, but yeah, both really good options. Both got great scoring histories, but yeah, slight lean towards English. But given their very different positions, it might depend more on your structure and who they're replacing, particularly in the ruck. Christian, shorty mate, McAuliffe been dropped and he was in my trade plans. What do you think I should do? Yeah, probably got to look at Garcia from the Saints. Otherwise, because yeah, McAuliffe, that does hurt a bit, but yeah, just gonna have to roll. Hopefully, you can still do your trades and just replace it with a guy like Garcia. But hopefully, it hasn't completely thrown you out. Yes, you need Walsh baggers. Yes, you need him. Come on, mate. Yeah, look, I don't think we're going to get through all the questions, are we? It's a weekly struggle, that is for sure. But we try, mate. We really do. We've probably got about 10 more minutes on the questions. All righty, what have we got here? Jesse, yeah, we answered that one. Brand, any funny stories? Oh, mate. None that I can probably tell right here, right now. I do have a couple of funny stories. I told a couple on TikTok, but I will tell some on my next video just from camp. So they were pretty fun. I told one last live session, but we got a stack of questions. So I want to try and get through as many as we can. But yeah, there's a couple of good stories. Well, I think they're good on my TikTok if you want to check that out. Luke, also, Shorty, how has work been? I didn't know Watto was a maths teacher. How long he's been doing maths for? Also, how many facts does he know about maths? Gee, I couldn't tell you, mate. Don't know. But yeah, he's been probably 4 or 5 years, I reckon. Some full time, some placement previous. So yeah, work's been all right, mate. Pretty busy day today. Little lunchtime activity, playing a bit of basketball and plenty to do at school, that's for sure. But it was a good day. Thanks, mate. Hope yours went well also. Culture, who should I trade out? Oh, yes, we answered that one. Definitely prioritise Walsh. Pufferfish, thoughts on Bailey Dale this week? Oh, gee. Nah, he doesn't do much for me, mate. I just can't trust it. I can't trust it. So I'm passing on that. Baggers has something to get off his chest, and he's in the tub, pondering. And Jeff is a scholar, a man of class, another class. I often say there's this bloke on YouTube that calls you a scholar, and he's like, "What the heck?" Nah, don't go the sideways, Jesse. Don't do it. Luke, I don't know why West Coast would rest Reid after two great games. Yeah, don't know. I mean, he must have pulled up slightly sore, and they're not going to muck around with a bloke like that, are they? Pufferfish, Shorty, thoughts on boosting to get rid of 3 of these? Carroll, Jackson, Williams, D'Ambrosio, and Sanders. I think you could probably get away with just trading Carroll and Sanders. As long as Williams is named, the only reason I would boost is if Williams is not named. That's the way I'd play that one. Flag pies, what kind of music are you into? Oh, geez. I love a filthy banger in the gym. Let me play this tune I've been absolutely loving. We'll play a couple of tracks. Shorty will play some music. This just popped on my Spotify. And, geez, I was all about it. Where is it? Let's just get a little bit of background music while Shorty goes through some questions. Who else we got? That's not what I wanted. Oh, shit. There you go. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? It lifts. It lifts, okay? That's it, Shorty. I'm unsubscribing. The slander to Nikki. Rookie coach AFL. Very late reply, but Walsh's risk with his back and potential change when Cherry's back. However, given most people are taking the risk, may be worth it. Yeah, look, even if you think there's risk, things go off here. Oh, shit. Okay. Anyone else want to grab a Maduri and go for a little dance? All right. Also, you would have seen this one just floating around the old TikTok. Just hectic dances, man. Like, anyway, yeah, I think the risk you take with not going Walsh might be risky to not go with him, because if it goes well and you're not on board, it could kill you. Magpies, hey Shorty, will D'Ambrosio be get subbed? Look, I've tried to predict subs and it's so hard. We're just gonna have to wait and see on the teams. But here you go. Has this been just all over your TikToks or what? Shit. Jesus, man. Get away from me. Getting me in some sort of mood here. Langers reckons Sexton plays this week. Was emergency last week and held out of the VFL. Butterick out injured this week. Interesting. I hope so, mate. I feel like he's on that fringe. So maybe Butterick could just get him back in. I hope so, because I still feel like if he's in, he could score, but that'd be nice. Look, I might try. We'll definitely put the quiz code out in the next 5. I might try and get to a couple of names that we haven't got to, just to try and get to a few people that haven't had a question answered. Boomer start. Is it time to let go of Fish? Yeah, I think it is, mate. It hasn't quite been the outcome we liked or wanted from him. So, yeah, I think it's time to pull the trigger. Scorched, hey, Shorty, do you think Caleb Windsor is going to get his break even at 45? No, I think he's a trade, mate. Like, he just hasn't quite got to his absolute scoring best. He's looked good and promising, but being on a wing, it just comes with its inconsistency. So he's a trade for me. I got rid of him just before the bye. That's a nice score flag, Price. Jeez, with all that, that's good. Nicky Vlosten. Hey, sure, do I bring in Walsh or Gawn? Don't know why I don't have Gawn. Jeez, yeah. I'd still prioritise Walsh for this week. I think you got to find a way. He's at a great price. You won't find it better. So, Hoodie, have you tuned into Tom Green's potty? No, I have not. Is it any good? Worth a watch? Or a listen even? Jimby. Oh, mate, Jimby's haunted me, bro. Baggers. No, I'm screwed, Hoodie. It's like North versus GWS. I'm well out. It more scared than a cat at a dog party. Flynn Davis, thoughts on Cherry? Need a ruck and only have 520. Oh, geez. I'd almost be waiting for like Marshall to drop or something like that. I don't know if Cherry's quite in that echelon with Gawn, Marshall, bloody English and that type. So, yeah. But I think Marshall should drop within that range, but you'll have to wait a couple of weeks. So, yeah. Luke, also, Shorty, how do you go in tipping last week? Oh, shocking, mate. I reckon I got 3. So, not great. I haven't checked. I was like, far out. I tipped Carlton. That was about it. Obviously got Hawthorn, but yeah, tough one. I even tipped Brisbane. Gosh. Yeah, it's a good point, Bag. It's like if McKercher does go back, it'd be helpful. And I still think Sheasel will find a way to score wherever he is. So could be a win-win. Could be a win-win. Hoodie, imagine he started Golden Shorty. He's doing the worst, but not great considering last year. I know. Imagine if I tried to chase me losses and was like, yeah, he killed me last year. I've got to start him, and then just endured some pain. I would have been in tears, mate. Noah worth boosting, get Houston for D'Ambrosio. Probably not, to be honest. I still think, I mean, you could do it. I think it's not a bad trade. I don't know if it's worth a boost. Maybe it depends how many boosts you've got left. Oh, the SuperCoach rivalry bags. All right. I mean, I'm not putting 250 cash on it, but let's have something on it. I don't know what it is, but I was gonna say, Zach, I was like, does Tom Cleary even play anymore? Like, what's going on there? And I reckon that comment was about an hour ago, nearly, but nah, not quite. Jonas, any 102k rookies I should get? Nah, none that come to mind. We'll have to wait for them to sort of show themselves, but none just at this stage. Tiger Rewalt, Williams, Sharp, and Sam Berry for Walsh, Garcia, and Dawson. Yeah, I think that's good, mate. I like that. I think Dawson very much tempting and Walsh an absolute must. Kramer, thoughts on Bailey Dale? Ed Richard played an unusual amount of mid-time, which helped him last week. But you got Libba coming back. I cannot trust anything Bevo does. I'm not interested in going with Dale. It's not to say he won't be a good pick, but I just can't trust him. Zach's got a fun fact for us. Shorty, this season, no Geelong player has had 30 touches. Really? That is interesting. And I'm not doubting you, mate. I feel like, we haven't had many players rack it up. I mean, even against Brisbane, Brisbane had the top 6 disposal getters. David Coles, which Uber Primo to buy this week? Rao, Steele, Sarong, Merritt. Oh, it's hard to go past Rao, Merritt. Sarong and Steele, also good options. I mean, gee. Probably they're all guns. My gut feel says Merritt. Yeah. Hamish, bring in Walsh, Houston, or Dawson. Walsh is a priority this week. Sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record, but he is the priority. Blacks, I'm doing Zach Williams, Jack Carroll, and Zach Fisher to Walsh, Garcia, McRae. Fisher's trash. Get him out now. Nah, that's fair play. McRae, I just cannot trust. I can't bring myself to trust him, but I can understand the temptation. Samati, Walsh, or Houston. It is Walsh for me. Both good options, but definitely cannot miss on Walsh at that price. Look, fair play, Vegas. I mean, if Caldwell, he could be a new Nick Martin, mate. He already started Jordan Dawson. Okay, fair. I can't remember the rest of that one, but Luke's been good, Shorty. Yeah, I agree with you. The next few weeks are tough. We'll know how good we are after this period. Yeah, absolutely. Joshy Drapier, he's been a bit of a roller coaster. What did he score last week? He seemed like he picked up a bit of the footy, but maybe that was just my eyes deceiving me. Surely he got 70, 58. So he's not doing much, is he? Samadi's thrown in Zorko into that equation. Still Walsh for me. Yenchi, Shorty, how are we tonight? I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Trelaw is a good pod. Nah, too risky for mine. I mean, I love a good pod. I really do. But, nah, not for me, mate. Not for me. Oh, we just scrolled to the bottom, motherfucker. D-Mac was here somewhere. Where is he? D-Mac, Walsh this week or Green next? Can't do both. Ooh, if I had to, it's Walsh this week. Checking the kids' tickets, mate. You're trying to get in on the cheap. Gee whiz. Oh, Toby Green's. Okay, yeah, very interesting. I wasn't sure if he'd still cop it or not. Ben says English or Marshall. I prefer English, but Marshall might be at a great price in a couple of weeks coming off that 50. So that might come into the equation. It might help you just to decide that one. All right, I'm going to get this quiz code as well. Had to chuck 2024 on the end of the title just to make it a little easier to scroll through everything. Let's chuck that on classic. Okay, let's go. Where are we? So, as always, I mean, you guys know the drill by now, don't you? You know where to find it. Play.blooker.com. What you're all waiting for is the code, though, aren't we? 784-6877. Let me get that for you. There you go. We'll probably start that one in, 5 or 10. Yeah, good call, Fletcher. How did Sam Darcy not get your position? Bizarre. Yeah, at least we got a couple of guesses right, Luke. That certainly helped get a bit of cash. Fletcher. No. She is just my housemate. There's people casting aspersions, are they? Yes, Harvey. There you go. He's called for the quiz, and we are on. We're on. Have we got a few in there already? We do. Nice. Hoping to get 40 in here. Jason, Shorty Ledge. Hope you're well, champion. Thank you, mate. Hope you're doing nicely. Need your wisdom to get me one side off the fence. Me ass getting smashed sitting on the fence. Sanders, Jordan, and Williams for Garcia, Dacos, and Dawson. Well, I think they're good outs. I think Dacos, Garcia, Dawson, all good ins. The only thing I'll pose to you is Sam Walsh in your team because I think that's the must this week. Can you find a way to bring him in? Look, otherwise, I think that's a fair play. You could honestly go Walsh over Dacos just from a break-even point of view. While Dacos is at a nice price, I think his break-even was still around 90, so it's not like he's going anywhere super fast. Yeah, so his break-even's 95, where Walsh, he's going quickly beyond 600K. Finish for the week, which is good. Also, I start work experience at Geelong Cats next Wednesday, which I can't wait for, says Luke. I'll be meeting and helping out with players, I think. Oh, that's awesome, mate. My one of my mates works in the social media department, so you might meet him. I'll tell him to keep an eye out for you. Aya says, Johannesson as a different option, 0.5 ownership, maybe have a look. Nah, not for me. We did have this question mentioned on TikTok, but just doesn't have enough value to actually make money, and it's not going to be a keeper. So it's a no for me. It doesn't really tick either box that we need him to tick. Jason says, or Mass, Samam, D'Ambrosio, Fisher. Oh, this is where the fence sitting came in. D'Ambrosio, Fisher, Jordan. Okay, so we've got Walsh involved here. Oh, there you go. Well, I like that option. The Garcia, Dacos, and Walsh option. That's the way I'd play it, mate. So hopefully we've helped you get off the fence there. Trolling agent. My favorite neighborhood teacher with the pedo stash. If I don't have Corn using my fourth boost to get him, already have Walsh, Heaney, Sheasel, Houston, and most of the other primos. Getting Mac Andrew, Gaunt, Garcia, Sanders, Jackson, and Williams. Yeah, fair play, mate. Another Mac Andrew lover, mate. I'm claiming him. I'd be holding Jackson. I think he's worth a hold, but I understand getting Gaunt in. I get where you're coming from, but yeah, I personally think Jackson is a hold. How many have we got in the quiz? 31. Nice, we're building, but come on, we need you here in the we need to get it to 40. Come on, guys, let's go. Is Waterman able to keep kicking goals, says Silly Bird? Well, he may well, but let's certainly not consider him for SuperCoach. But it is nice to see him slot a few through because he's had some lean times, that's for sure. Jesse, do we ever trade Grundy to English? No, definitely not. I've backed in Grundy for a while and he repaid the faith very nicely. No, Baggers, come on, mate. AS says, other than Flanders and Heaney, who are the other forward primos? Yeah, honestly, I think Jackson is. That's why I've been saying keep him. I think you could mount a case for Zorko, that's for sure. amount of case for Powell, potentially. He's still averaging in the early 90s. Is McRae back? I mean, is Harley Reid going to just finish the year averaging 90 and be a premium? So I'm not too sure. We're going to need to get some help from dual position players at some stage this year. But at this point in time, that's why I'm keeping guys like Fife, Jackson, because we just don't know. That's why I'm paying the money to the players we actually know. I know who the gun midfielders are, so that's why I'm putting me money. But Jordan says, thoughts on Sheasel playing forward? I can't see it happening consistently. It might be floated with. It'll affect his scoring a little bit, but he's too good of a player to not find enough of the footy. So he might lose those 150 scores, but he's a good player, and I think they'll still be looking to use his ball use. So I don't think he'll be playing it's not like he's going to go to a forward pocket, but he might just be a higher pushing forward into the stoppage, get up the ground, use his foot skills inside 50 more. I think that's the way they'll do it rather than having cheap kickouts and stuff. A few more questions, I reckon, then we'll get this code going because we've got 37 in there, which is great. Bag is not in the quiz, mate. Oh, bro. Gee whiz. Freddie, SuperCoach, he's just in time. Housemate with benefits. You're a dangerous man. Harvey, I feel tonight. I remember a few weeks ago I was leading and then choked on the last question and came second. Oh, mate. I'm feeling it for you. I hope you can get up this week, Harvey. We went to TAFE together, Fletcher. Went to TAFE together, mate. Jesus, he reckons he's worked it out. Big fella, Shorty need to trade rookies in Garcia, and I don't think it's there, mate. I don't think we can force it. People are talking about Drury or Newen, but I don't really like them that much. So I'm sorry, mate. I don't think it's there for us. I don't want to force it. I don't want to throw a shit rookie at you. So that's, yeah. Samati, I don't like Walsh fixture and scared of his back. Look, I wouldn't worry about the fixture. I mean, this bloke plays great footy against the best players, best teams. So, and I get the concerns over his back, but put it this way: worst case scenario, he does his back in 2 weeks. He's already over 630, 640. Maybe he's beyond 650K. And then, yeah, it's frustrating, but we just trade him out for a super premium. So I think the bigger risk is that he doesn't hurt his back and he spends the next 14 weeks averaging 120 and you don't have him. That's probably the biggest risk. So that's why I reckon get him in and go from there. Yeah, I reckon it might just be time to start. Tiger Rewalt, I've come second, fourth in the last 2 weeks. Here we go. He's coming for it. We love to see it. We got 38, so I reckon we're just about ready to rock and roll. Yes. Oh, Langers. Nice. Yeah, that's the one. Stewart's a hold, Shabs Kebabs, I think. For me is anyway. I think there'll be some who choose to trade and bring him back in cheaper, but I'm just keeping it simple. Yes, nice, Noah. Back in Tommy Green. Back him in. He's a superstar. He'll be right. Jace Burgoyne? Nah, I don't think so. He's just not quite cheap enough. But I do like him. He's a good player, but nah, just not quite cheap enough. Frag, what's going on, mate? What's happening? Zach, Shorty, do you work 5 times a week? I do, mate. Got that full-time life going on. How are things, mate, says Frags, and how do you rate the Walsh pick? Not concerned about the body. I've been good, mate. Hope you're travelling nicely. Yeah, there's some concerns, yeah, for sure. But like I just mentioned before, I think the concerns are there, but I'm more concerned about missing the boat on what could be one of the best averaging mids we've got. All right, let's we've got a couple of names that I haven't. The quiz on what says Bailey, just footy, a little bit historical, a little bit from the weekend just gone. Jack, I don't think I've seen his name pop up, so we'll answer that one. Hey, Shorty, how are you? Thoughts on Carroll and Williams for Walsh and Garcia? Walsh would be my M7. Gee whiz, you got a nice midfield going on. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Williams could be kept if he's named, but I totally understand trading as well. So let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. I reckon we start this quiz. Good luck, guys. We've got 41. It's nearly 9 o'clock, and I've still got to go to Woolies to get some bloody Milo. So let's start this, shall we? I reckon I've got a couple of tough ones in there for you, but I'll be interested to see. Good luck. Question 1. Who applied the tackle at the end of the Adelaide versus Essendon game on Sam Draper that was ultimately not paid holding the ball? I think this one got a mention throughout the week, didn't it? I think I've heard about this one. You should get this right, surely. Just a nice ease into it start. Rochelle, Taylor Walker, Mark Keane, or Rory Laird. It was, of course, Taylor Walker falling into his back or the holding the ball. I don't know, whatever you want to look at it. Bailey, Harvey, Cripps, D-Mac, and NJ. Nice start to the quiz for those guys. Question 2. The Bulldogs got off to a hot start against the Saints, kicking how many goals in the first term? I feel like Harvey might know this one. He was not too happy with his Sainers. 6, 7, 8, or 9. From memory, I think it was 7, I think. There you go. So a bit split between 7 and 8. There you go. There you go. D-Mac's in quickly. Harvey, Shorty's cleared. Luke Mack and Big Fella. So I think D-Mac will be on top here. Equal first between D-Mac and Harvey. Cripps, Big Fella. So it's pretty tight there. Question 3. Who won the Glendenning Allen medal for best on ground in the WA Derby? Harley Reid, Jake Waterman, Jeremy McGovern, or Elliot Yeo? I'll be interested to see the response here. Be interested to see. Is it a trick question? Does it pull anyone up here? It was Elliot Yeo, but nah, they're onto it. They're switched on. Many thought Harley Reid. I just wondered if all the hype might have got you on the Harley Reid, but no, well played. Shorty's clear. Daddy Short, Luke Mack, James, and Ozjan got in the fifth quickest there. And Shorty's clit is on top. D-Mac, Big Fella, Harvey. Someone else was in there. Stop giving me names that I can't pronounce or I'll get cancelled. Question 4. That award is voted on. Oh, yes. So we're talking about the WA Derby. That award is voted on by 3 people. Which of the following names did not vote on Saturday night's medal? So, yes, they awarded 3, 2, and 1. 3 of the judges' names are in front of you. 1 is not a judge. So I reckon this might be the toughest question in the quiz. But if you watched it, you would have heard their names. And it does split them up. Matty Rosa, only 5 got it right. He did not vote on it. I think Woodcock works at a paper or something. Bailey, Shorty's clits on fire. James, Torquay lad. There we go. Xavier were the only 5 blokes to get it. So we got Bailey, James, Xavier, D-Mac, and we're just calling you Shorty C now, mate. But you're on top. Question 5. Which of these players played the most games? Chad Corns, Kane Corns, Peter Burgoyne, or Sean Burgoyne? I reckon this one's pretty easy because there is a bloke there who probably played 100 more games than the next best, I think, because Sean Burgoyne, but he played 407, mate. So there you go, 32, got it right, nicely done. We need a couple of hard questions here. The Matty Rose has been the only one to really slip people up. Shorty C, D-Mac, Daddy Short, Matty, Bailey's doing nicely now. Bailey's into second, D-Mac, James, Harvey. And old mate Shorty's clit is still first. Question 6. Tom Stewart got subbed out after a head knock on Saturday night, clashing heads with which Lions player as he went to spoil? Kai Lohman, Jasper Fletcher, Darcy Wilmot, James Tunstall. One of those ones where everyone could get it right or it could really be split. So I'll be interested to see. So it was Kai Lohman. A little bit split. Most got it right, but there was 15 who got it right and 20 who didn't. So it'll be interesting. Bailey, Matty, Daddy Short. Jeez, please, sir. Shorty's butt plug. There you go. So Bailey could be on top. He is. Takes the lead. So it's pretty close up the top there. Question 7. Which of these Tigers has polled the most Brownlow votes in their career? Some careers are still going, but Matty Richardson, Trent Cotchin, Brett Deledio, or Dustin Martin? Again, there's quite a big gap from the next best, but I didn't realize it was as big as it was. So Dustin Martin is the guy, and he's polled like 200, and Trent Cotchin was about 148. So that actually didn't realize it'd be so different. But Pufferfish, Bailey, Shorty C, Baz Linkard, James 23. So Bailey will remain on top, but it is close. Really close in the top three there. Lukey Mack and Harvey's into fifth. Question 8. Which of these key forwards wears the highest number on their back? Taylor Walker, Jeremy Cameron, Nick Larkey, or Harry Mackay? It's hard to make up points in this game, isn't it? I mean, you got to be quick, but you also got to get it right. So the top two did have a nice lead, but all it takes is one slip up. And I think I've got a couple of questions in the last one that should possibly test you out, but I can't really remember. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, there you go. Nick Larkey was the 20, Walker 13, Cameron 5, and Mackay 10. D-Mac, NJ, Shorty C, Pufferfish, and Matty. So Shorty C might go back on top. No. 2-point lead to Bailey. James, and Harvey, and Luke doing nicely. Question 9. Who was this week's Rising Star nomination? Harley Reid, Matt Roberts, Darcy Wilson, or Sam Closey? Some good young players in there. Now, I'm just putting it out there. I reckon this is a banana peel. I reckon this is splitting them up. Kind of right. So Darcy Wilson, 17 got it right, but 18 got it wrong. So a little 50-50 split. Big fella, Aya, D-Mac, Matty, and Harvey. So is this a chance for Harvey to climb up? He's still at 5th. Bailey, nice. So Bailey's got a bit of a lead now. Question 10. Zach Butters had 31 touches against the Pies on the weekend. How many of those did he have in the first quarter? So I guess the question here was he quiet and finished strong? Or was he red hot and finished quiet? 2, 11, 15, or 1? Two questions left after this. He had 15 in the first quarter. A few said 11, so you knew he was hot, but 15 touches. Pretty damn good first quarter. Quickest in was Cheese Please Sir, D-Mac, Ozjan, Cripps, and Aya. So we've got Bailey on top, James, Shorty C, D-Mac, and Harvey. It might be tough to chase down Bailey, I reckon. Question 11, 2 to go. There are 3 clubs sitting with 5 wins and 1 loss this year. Who is the odd one out? GWS, Melbourne, Carlton, or Sydney? I feel like this one's relatively straightforward. Oh, jeez. I'm a bit bloody tired, if I'm honest. Yeah, nice. Melbourne, the odd one out there. So I can't remember what the last question was, but hopefully it's a bit of a testing one. Shorty C, Oscar, Cheese Please Sir, Freddie, and Bailey. So in the 5th quickest, so remains on top, James, Shorty, Harvey, and D-Mac into 5th. Final question. Can Bailey hold on? Having played the majority of his career at Sydney, where did Dan Hanbury finish his career? St Kilda, Gold Coast, Giants, or North Melbourne? Bit of an easier quiz this week, I reckon, in hindsight. I might have to get a couple of tougher ones in there for you next week. Hanbury finished at the Saints. Couldn't really trick anyone there. All right. So in 3rd position, James, nicely done, mate. Wins by about 60 points. Nice work, mate. Nice work. So who came in for the rest of the spots? So Bailey got 11 right. So did James. Harvey was in 4th. D-Mac, big fella. Baz Linkard, Cheese. Lukey Mack got 10 out of 12. Daddy Short. Shorty's Buck Plug. Ozjan, Pufferfish, Oscar, Matty, Aya, Cripps. Lost and Daddy, 10 out of 12. Nice, mate. Unzips. Yeah, good stuff. Well played. Well played. Another day, another quiz. Nicely done. Bailey Murphy, thanks for coming. Was he the bloke who said, what's the quiz on? Has he just said, what's the quiz on, and then just taken it out? T-Mac, no, I have faith. I have faith, mate. Jesus, Bailey. Well played, man. Well played. Nice work. Um, well, thank you very much, guys. I think I'm going to round that one up because, yeah, I'm pretty tired. Toby Conway? Nah, not for me. Not super cheap and going to be in and out of the side, sometimes sharing it with Stanley. So, not for me. And to be honest, Oscar, I don't have many rookies for you. There aren't many. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Garcia is a good one, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's a good other rookie out there because I don't know if there is. So we're going to have to wait and see. Might have to be patient on that one. But see you, Charlie. Thanks, guys. If you've come over from TikTok and been around for the whole night, thank you very much. Nikki, if you watched the game, mate, you would have seen it. I watched the medal presentation. That's how I came up with the question. You got to throw some tough ones in there, boys. All right, guys, have a good week. Enjoy the footy. It's a big weekend of footy. It's days of footy ahead of us. So have fun. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Cheers, guys. Broke the keyboard, bro. So yeah, thanks for your comments.